Hey guys, what's up? My name's Alicia if you're new here. In today's video, we are showing how just extremely naughty I have been. I have supposed to have been on a no-buy. However, it's been tax season. I work at a CPA firm and holy shit, it has been so busy. I have been doing a ton of stress shopping and I've got so many freaking videos to film for you guys now that we are out of tax season. So this is one of them. This is one that is a newer release. It released on is it the 14th? I believe it was the 14th that this released, but it is the Alice in Wonderland collection. So I picked up the eyeshadow palette. I also picked up the two different blushes. I picked up the little lip mask, and yeah, I put everything on today. I wanted to do two different looks. That way you guys could see, as much as possible. I am also wearing one each of the blushes today. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing in this video. I'll give you my final first impressions at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is the lip balm. This is the Birthday Cake Overnight Lip Mask, and here it is again in the packaging. I think the packaging is so well done with ColourPop and the Disney collabs. So cute. And then on the little mushroom it says, "Who are you?" And it's so... And then on the back, it says Pure Madness Overnight Lip Mask. So I actually got this for my daughter. This retails for $12. And I think the packaging is just a 10 out of 10. I think they hit it out of the park with the packaging. This is what the actual product looks like here. I can faintly smell the birthday cake. It doesn't really smell strong to me. Ooh, this feels nice though. And super glossy as well. All right, so this is what it looks like all applied. I do think it feels really nice. It definitely feels like my lips are very well coated. Doesn't feel like it's gonna go anywhere. It feels really moisturizing as well. I kind of like the fact that the scent is not really overpowering. There's a light scent, like a vanilla birthday cake scent, but I'm going to let this sit on my lips, do its thing while we do the rest of my face. All right, I brought you guys in a little bit closer. My eyelids are already prepped and primed with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and we're gonna go ahead and go in with the palette right here. So cute. Again, 10 out of 10 on the packaging. This is the Lost in Wonderland Pressed Powder Palette. So this is the eyeshadow palette. It retails for $12. On the back, you've got the little Cheshire cat, and then this is what the palette itself looks like. Again, 10 out of 10. I love the names too. Down the Rabbit Hole, I'm Late, Very Merry Unbirthday, Mad Tea Party, AEIOU. So yeah, just really cute names. And then on the inside, again, with the detail, they have got little pictures of Alice. So there's no mirror in here. But you do have that nice detailing there at least. And then this is the color story. When I saw the promotional pictures come out of this, I did not think that this was ColourPop. When I first looked at it, I thought it would be more like Unearthly Cosmetics. So it was kind of giving me vibes of the Weirdos palette, which now that I'm looking at it, I guess it's not that similar. But again, it has greens and pinks and purples, and I feel like that's what this palette has as well. And then I also thought it reminded me of the 1964 palette, which is this one right here, which again, greens, blues, purples, and then this one does have that peachy shade as well. So that was kind of what this palette was giving me, and I was completely on board right time I saw the first promo pictures. So what I think I'm going to do today is actually two different looks just to kind of really test this palette out as much as I can. And to start off the first look, I think I'm going to go into this shade right here. That one is called That's Logic. All right, so I have really light skin, and this color I have built up 3 or 4 times, and it is still barely showing on my skin. So I don't see, you know, if you have darker skin, you'll have to let us know how this works for you. But I think that shade is just really not pigmented and really didn't do much. So I'm going to use a more concentrated brush now, and I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is Curiouser and Curiouser, and you can see there is quite a bit of fallout with these shades as well. So I would recommend kind of doing like I'm doing and do your eyeshadow before your foundation and everything. All right, and again, this is just, I mean, I get that it's supposed to be a pastel, but I still expect pastels to be pigmented, you know? I don't know, I'm not really digging this shade either. Looks kind of chalky to me. Next up, I'm going to go into this deepest shade in the palette, which is Nothing's Impossible. And that is like a matte with shimmer in it. And with this color, I'm just going to kind of concentrate this right on the outer edge over here. Next up, I'm going to go in with my finger into this AEIOU shade. I had to use this shade. All right, and I'm going to put this all over the lid. All right, then using my finger again, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is Very Merry Unbirthday. And this is another shade I just knew I had to use. I feel like that really didn't do too much, honestly. All right, and then I'm going to go into like a little more concentrated pencil brush. And I'm going to go into Nothing's Impossible. And you can see like how much fallout this palette has. And I'm just going to deepen up this corner over here again. And then again, I'm going to kind of go back in with my finger as well and just tap over with whatever is on my eye already. All right, then taking a smudge brush, again, I'm going to go in with Nothing's Impossible. And I am just going to kind of run this right along my upper lash line. And what that's going to do is just make your eyelashes look a little bit thicker. All right, guys, so that is going to be it for the first look. Now let's go ahead and move on to the second look over here. So next up, I think I'm going to do a green look because you guys know I love a good green eyeshadow look. So I think first off, I'm going to go with this one right here, which is Mad Tea Party, that green. And again, you can see the kick up on these eyeshadows. I will say you don't have to be careful with these just because they're not that pigmented. You have to build these up. So, I mean, at least I will say, you know, with a colorful eyeshadow palette, sometimes it can be intimidating. This one is not intimidating at all to me, and I don't wear color all that much. Now I'm going to go in with a more concentrated brush, and I'm going to go right into the direct crease with this, but I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is called That Way, and I hope that this isn't too light. I will say there's not that many dark shades in here to really get any dimension with. I mean, pretty much you only have this one right here, so I may end up going into that one again, honestly, but I wanted to see how deep or not this shade was, and it doesn't appear to be very deep. So all this is really doing is adding a little bit of like a cool type of a shadow in the crease right now. All right, I'm going to take that first brush that we used over here again. No additional product. Actually, I am going to go into that green again. And I'm just going to kind of deepen that back up with the green. Okay, so that just kind of looks a little bit murky. I kind of like how it looks, honestly, but that's just because I love grungy type of looks. I'm just going to use the same brush that I used on the eye over here, and go back into this like black with sparkle right here. All right, and again, I'm just going to put that on the outer edge over here, but I also think I'm going to bring it into this inner corner as well for this look. Now that I have this super messy like halo eye, I'm going to go in with my finger and I'm going to go into Stark Raving Mad, which is this green shade. All right, and I'm just going to put that right on the center. All right, I'm going to go back in again with that little smudger brush and again back into that black shade, and I'm just going to deepen up this inner and outer corner again. All right, and going in with a little pencil brush, I'm going to go back into that green shade there. And just around these edges, go back in with the green. And just because I really want to use this shade right here, I am going to tap that, I think, on this eye. I really like that glitter, honestly. So it is called I'm Late. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is just basically like glitter flakes, but it applied so nicely and so easily. I'm gonna pop that over here too. All right, and then again, I'm gonna go back in with that light green shade and just make sure I don't have any glitter in that crease. All right, guys, so this is it so far. I am going to go ahead, clean this up, do the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be back to do the lower lash line and look at these blushes. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and finish up the eyes. For this one over here, I think I'm going to go into this Curiouser and Curiouser shade again right here, and just going to use a little pencil brush for that. I'm really going to tap this off, though. And now I'm going to take that little smudger brush, and again, I'm going to go into that black shade. And I'm just going to concentrate this black only on this outer third over here. And I'm just going to have that kind of connect to the top. All right, then I'm going to go back in with this brush, no additional product, and just kind of go back and forth between the two. right, and then for the other side, I'm going to go into this green. I'm going to use that same brush, but I did go ahead and wipe it off. And then again, with that same smudger brush, I'm going to go in with that black. And just again, right on the outer corner, I'm going to connect it to the top. All right, I will say for the inner corner, I don't really feel like you have any great options here. I think I'm going to use this blue for this eye over here, the purple, just to see what this looks like. Oh, that's interesting. It really turned into like a goldy looking shade. Okay, that's interesting. So that, I guess, is what I'm going to use on both of the inner corners. Wow. And on this one, it's very, very like gold looking. So I actually am going to put some of this Very Merry Unbirthday. I'm going to put a little bit of that on top of this one over here just to see what it does. Okay. Yeah, I like that better. That is the completed eye looks. Let's go ahead and move into the blushes. Now, the blushes, again, the packaging is 10 out of 10. These are the two blushes right here. These retail for $14 each. I have Silence, which is the evil Queen of Hearts over here. And then I have Oh Dear. And this one, of course, has got Alice on it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these. This is the one with Alice right here. Love the packaging. And this one is like a cool bubblegum type of a pink color. So I'm trying to figure out which one I'm going to do on each side here. Okay, and then this one on the inside, it says, "Time can be funny in dreams." All right, and then this is the one with the evil queen here. And this one, of course, is a red. So I think I'm going to do this one on this side. I think I'm going to do it like this because I know that reds and purples do go good together. So I think I'm going to do these two right here. So let's go ahead and get into it. What I would probably really do is just use this one on both of these looks, but for the sake of this video, I do want to use both of them. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Alice. And I am just going to put this like on the apples of my cheeks and sweep it up. All right, and then I do like to bring whatever is left on my brush like up to the temple as well. I just think that it helps really connect everything together. All right, same brush. I'm gonna go in with Silence. Ooh, I was about to say this one kind of has me scared. Oh yeah, that is pigmented. Ooh. I'm gonna take a clean brush. This is the brush I usually apply my powder with. And I'm just gonna kind of buff over that. All right, so my lips still feel nice and hydrated, but I am gonna go ahead and put on like a little something on my lips. All right, and today I think I'm just going to do something very soft. This is from MAC's holiday collection. I believe the one this year. This is the shade called I've Been Naughty, and I absolutely love this shade. Goes with anything. It's like my perfect pinky nude. All right, give it a little spritz. So this is the completed makeup looks. Let me know which one that you like best. Again, this is the Red Evil Queen blush over here. And then on this side, this is the more like cool toned pink. So as you can tell, you know, you can definitely see the difference. Honestly, I love both of these blushes. I think that this is probably the hit for me, is the blushes. Love the packaging as well. I think these are so cute. If I had to pick one, I personally would probably pick the cool toned one, just because I feel like it's a little something different than I have in my collection. I do have a red like this from MAC, although I will say this one I think probably blended out better, honestly. Now, as far as the eyeshadow palette goes, honestly, I feel like I would need to continue to play with it. Like, I love the looks that I got overall, but I do feel like it took some building. They're definitely not the most pigmented eyeshadows. I do, like I said, I like this color story. There's a lot of fallout with these shades. This palette looked pretty messy after I got done using it. I had to like blow it off, and it's still a little bit messy. And again, that was just from using it this one time. I do like this row of shadows here. I think that's probably like the winning row for me. This green was not that great that I used. This one was just okay. I think that, again, the way that this one really shines is in the inner corner. When I accented the lid, it really didn't do much. I thought that it would be like a nice topper and like one of those transformer type of shades, but it didn't do that. That's fine. All of these I feel like are probably going to be really light. I used these 4 and all of those were light. So again, I don't know. This palette is just okay. I don't think it's like a have to have one for me. Like, I'm glad I have it just because I love this packaging, and I do think it's something different for ColourPop. I would say that you need to pair this probably with a deeper palette. I will show you one that I think would pair really good with this. So I have this one out for my palette addict project or whatever, which I am almost done with. I have been working on it forever because it's been tax season and I just haven't been able to film, but I have been using it. But I think that this one would pair really well with this palette because these shades are very pigmented and come on very strong. I think like these dark purples, this dark blue down here, like bluish teal type of a shade, the purples, that dark red. I think that a lot of these shades would go really, really well with this palette. So I just thought that I would give that a mention, but yeah, that is my thoughts on this. Oh, also, this little guy, super cute. I definitely think if you are into lip mask or you like apply those like I do before you start doing your makeup, I think that this is so adorable and it's probably going to last a really long time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what side that you like more. If you pick this palette up, let me know how you're liking it. And I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.